Welcome back. So today again it's another day when I have not thought about what I'm going to speak. What is the theme? It means I've come with no preparations at all. I just thought I have some time before lunch, spare time, and what am I going to do? So I was left with two options, either to make a video now or wait for the right kind of lighting, as I always say. Now we don't have that lighting, but it's okay, it's manageable. So what are we going to talk about today? What is the theme for today? Let's talk about the starting problem that we have. I don't know whether we have spoken before on this topic. Before we begin anything for that matter, kind of feeling stuck. It's not the same as what I mentioned about the other day. It's not the same as lethargy, which I spoke about the other day. This is not lethargy. This is kind of feeling stuck, like a wheel that gets stuck, when the vehicle needs to be pushed so to start running. That kind of feeling stuck is what I'm talking about. So that feeling we could get in any situation before we begin something. It could be like you want to go somewhere and it's important and you cannot avoid it, but then you're not able to start it. The beginning seems very difficult. In fact, in every aspect of life it applies. The beginnings, except for some of the things in the beginning, it seems very nice. As it goes on, like it mostly happens in relationships, in the beginning it's really nice, but as you progress, though we use the word progress, it kind of feels harder, right? It's hard. So except for that aspect, in most of the other areas of life, let me tell you, anything to begin is difficult. Once you start it, you don't feel that difficult. The simple thing I can just tell you is making your nails or having a bath, for that matter. There's so many people who feel very lazy. It's not laziness, but it's feeling stuck. You are stuck and you're not able to begin and get undressed and go into the washroom and take a shower, apply your soap or whatever, and finish it. Once that feeling of starting it seems to be very difficult, and that's what I'm talking about. Okay, it's not the same as, it's not lethargy. This is slightly different from that. This is the starting problem we have, getting stuck. You can use the word stuck. So have you ever experienced in any area that you have felt stuck somewhere, and then you started and it felt much better, right? Have you felt that? Remember your school days when you had physical education classes, in the sense, I think weekly, twice or once, you had a class in the morning before, just after assembly. You were supposed to do many exercises, which the class school leader, school boy, whatever you call, used to he used to lead it, and you just followed it. For us, it was like, I remember it was on Mondays. It was in this part of the country, it was just once a week, and on that day we would wear a white uniform, and a canvas shoes, because we had mass PT, what we call it's physical training. So on those days when we get to the class, though it was very sweaty, we all would sweat, and we had to drink some water, and we get about 5 minutes of break before we start the classes. But still, it felt like you are more attentive in that class. Though you could be distracted, but you had more energy to be in the class that day. The day we have spent about 25-30 minutes being active. I remember that so well. So on the other days, what happens is, when you enter and the teacher comes, you wish the teacher, you are inside the class. it's difficult for you on those days. So what I'm trying to say is, probably there are many ways of getting over this starting problem or getting stuck before doing anything, that is. And one way of getting over it is simple. It is to get started. That is one way. In the sense, you just get started with it and it feels much better. It feels like you can do it and you just carry on. That's one way of it, okay? And if the second way of doing it is to, as I said, to keep yourself active in some way. Do some exercises, do some jogging, start moving, start walking. The simple thing that you can do is start moving. Some people just sit in the place where they are and they stretch and they move their body. Shake yourself up, that helps. So the starting problem you can overcome, one is by just pushing yourself to do that activity which you are feeling lethargic. Though I use the word lethargy, it's not lethargy, it's the starting problem. Because many times I have felt it, that for me, I have the starting problem, knowing that this work is very important and it needs to be done. I am not able to do it at all. I'm not able to do because why? Because there are so many reasons. In the sense, it's difficult, there is more time, you could do it any other time, and it's not necessary that you finish it now. Then what's the hurry? Why should you do it now? So many thoughts run in your mind, and there is a starting problem, which can happen in any daily house chores that you do, or anything for that matter. You keep and what, as a result of that, what happens is we tend to develop a habit of procrastination, or just postponing the things that you want to do, not doing it now, just doing it, thinking of doing it some other day. It's well and good. What difference does it make? It's not like you have to show up or give it's not like there's a deadline for that. You can just do it anytime. That kind of feeling comes up, but that's not right. It's just simple that you are stuck. You are not able to start the thing that you want to do, whatever it is. It could be bath, it could be just anything. Going outside, you have an engagement, you have to do something, you have to buy something, you have to call up someone, you have to write a mail, or just. So the two ways that I manage the starting problem is, one is just to do it. That's it. When I do it, I'm out of it. So that is one thing. It's literally like pushing yourself to do it, and when you are pushed, oh my goodness. What's it? It's a pigeon. What's happening with the camera? Can you see me now? For me, it looks like it's so dark. Background is dark. There's something wrong with this. I don't know what. Okay, I'm sorry about that. So forget about the lighting. Oh, now it's come back. Let me just adjust it. You don't want it this bright. It's too bright. Okay, so coming back, I was telling you how I do it is in three ways. One is just to start doing it, and it just I get over the feeling of getting stuck. Another way is to just move around and add some momentum to your routines, which helps you to get over that. Another way is to spend some time doing what you actually like. Take a break. It's okay. Sometimes what happens is that we are exerting too much of pressure on us to do some things, when we can as well take it slow. I noticed that it's like if you've been like a machine for a while and you have so many things lined up, you want to do it, you just want to do it. That's it. You don't understand it, you don't recognize it, but the thing is that we often have talks within us many times. It's not like we just have to talk and deal with others. Many times I have felt that I'm dealing a lot with myself. I have to deal with. There's so much that I have to discuss with myself, and to convince myself to do this and that, to persuade myself to be doing things on time. It all happens within myself. It's not like we just have to deal with these aspects when it is with others. We also have to handle all this with respect to ourselves. And this matter, like getting stuck, sometimes happens because we have been overexerting ourselves in many ways, while it's just okay to take a break and give ourselves some quality time and take your own time to do things. I've had this struggle so much. So if the first two clauses, as just what I mentioned, it doesn't work for me, then I usually apply the third one and try to see if it is just okay if I give myself some extra time and do it whenever I feel like. That's it. And at that time, just close your mind to all these procrastination and postponing and all those thoughts. Let it be like that. Maybe you're being like a machine for so long, and it's high time that you be merciful to yourself and give yourself some time and just let go all these rules from your mind and take your own time. That is another way of doing it. Then another way of doing it is, as I said, you can spend some time listening to music or spend some time with some people, writing, texting, or spending some time with the person that you love. Talk to them and get relaxed, and then come back and do the same things, okay, which you felt you were stuck. That also helps. There are many ways of helping yourself to get out of this feeling stuck. Okay, so first thing is, do you ever experience it that you are getting stuck many times? Do you ever experience like you want to do something but it's like you are stuck in the sense you're not able to start with it? That's it. It's like many people want to go to gym. Like for me, it usually happens when I want to dance, like when I want to do the freestyle dancing or folding the clothes. Many areas which are simple and which I can do, but I don't do it. It doesn't apply for me getting up in the morning from the bed and going and having a bath and finishing my all the other morning activities. It doesn't. Now I don't feel stuck there unless I have had a change of place. If there is a change of place, I can be a bit stuck. In the sense, I'm trying to motivate myself, telling myself, persuade myself that it is important for you to do this and not be stuck. So have you ever experienced this? That's my question. Have you ever felt stuck and not able to begin some activity? Maybe you had to go somewhere and it is in your schedule and you knew that it's very important that you go there, but you are stuck. You're stuck. You are not gone there. You have not even called someone from so long because you are stuck. You don't know why you are not able to begin to start that activity. In the sense, it's very important that you do, but you are not doing. You are stuck. It happens. So being stuck, getting stuck in life is a reality. It does not only apply in long-term life aspects, but also in everyday life, getting stuck. So these are simple tips that I practice in my life to get things going. And just as I am speaking about this, I have some things where I am feeling stuck right now, and I'm not being, because just before I came here and made this video, I was just talking to myself that look at that, this work you are supposed to do it so long, in the sense you're just keeping it there. The time is over. Yesterday you said you're going to do it today. Day before yesterday you said you're going to do it yesterday. So what is it like? I have this kind of talks with myself because you want to have an order in life, right? So all these things with stuff that you don't do, which you are supposed to do and there's nobody else to do, so how do you handle that? You get stuck there. So I just told myself, it's just that I'm stuck. I'm not started it. That's it. Once I started, it just happens. So that's how. So I thought, let me just ask you whether you as well feel stuck in some phases of your daily life, in the sense some areas of your life, and how do you carry on with that? How do you handle that? That's a simple thing. So tomorrow I'll be back with something like this, something probably interesting. Whatever just comes up, I will bring it and we could just talk about that. Okay, it's kind of fueling yourself. When you talk, you are fueling yourself, especially when you talk about interesting things that is of either of your interest or of the interest of somebody else you are trying to address. Okay, so when you talk, it fuels you, it stimulates you, it makes you feel like you are in the track. Sometimes when you don't do all this, you are out of track and it feels like you're just not there. You are not there, or probably your pace is not the right kind. So you want to have the pace, or you want to make sure you are in the right direction. All these happens when you talk, sometimes, and mere talking doesn't help. You need to have some topic and just pick a topic and just go on with that. So that's the reason I make these videos, with the hope that it helps somebody else as well, so they feel inspired to try out this method to keep themselves going in life. If they are like me, probably, then I've seen so many people who make videos just like that, because there is a message, of course, for somebody who wants to pick it. There is a message, but otherwise it is not just like it is helping others, it is obviously also helping us, the one who is doing it. Okay. Take care.